Ngatho nĩ arĩkia kwĩhanda thaa ithatu gakĩhoka harĩa ũrĩ thayo nĩ ndoka gũkũmenyithia ũrĩa gwatinda ngetĩka Waithĩra wa Gĩthure na no waranĩrie na nĩ kũrĩa mwena wa Facebook page-inĩ ya Waithĩra wa Gĩthure na kana nenda-inĩ citũ ciothe cia ũkinyanĩria cia Mũngĩ TV. No mbere ndaya reke twambe twamũkĩre mate mamwe ma marĩa tũkũharĩrĩirie mohoro-inĩ ma Mũngĩ TV hwaĩ-inĩ. Mũtongoria wa bũrũri kũrĩa mũingĩ wa gĩtarũ kĩa Afrika metĩkĩre kũnyitanĩra.
Situation in Eastern DRC is not getting better, it is getting worse. And therefore it is a source of concern, not just for DRC as a country, but all of us in the East African community and SADC, because it has the potential to spill over into our countries with the attendant serious consequences of displacement of people, loss of life, and the challenges of instability that it will come with it. And therefore, I want to thank all the heads of state who have demonstrated their commitment by attending this virtual meeting. It is a confirmation that we are all concerned, rightfully.
Gavana wa Kisumu Anyang' Nyong'o kũrutĩra arĩa menjaga mahiga mũkana.
Note that sand, marram, ballast, and building stones are to be licensed by the county government. Polluters and degraders of the environment in Kisumu County will pay heavy fines. They will also be forced to restore the areas damaged.
Na mbeũ njĩthĩ kũrũrũngana nĩ kwaga gũkuruhanio harĩ gwetha mũikarĩri gĩtĩ wa kamĩtĩ ya IEBC.
We need the selection panel to select our young youths. The youths are very competent. They've gone to the university. They're educated enough, and they should be in these spaces. They are the ones who are supposed to be occupying these spaces.
Sisi tumeghadhabishwa sana.
Nĩ ngatho macio na mangĩ maingĩ mo tũkũharĩrĩirie mũtambũrũko ũyũ wa mohoro ma Mũngĩ TV thaa ithatũ. Tũkĩmũrĩka riboti ya mbere nĩ atĩ mũtongoria wa bũrũri ndagĩtarĩ William Ruto nĩ orĩtie mabũrũri ma gĩtarũ kĩa Afrika manyitanĩre nĩguo kũhota kũhũrana na mathĩna marĩa magũmagĩra mabũrũri maya. Ũũ nĩ thutha wa ũhagũku wa ũgitĩri ũrĩa ũgũmĩire bũrũri wa Congo, ũndũ ũrĩa ũcũngĩrĩirie makiri ma andũ mathame. Arĩtie ũũ hĩndĩ ya kĩgomano kĩa summit kĩrĩa gĩkũrongoreirie gũcaria kĩhonia kĩa bũrũri ũyũ wa Congo.
The situation in Eastern DRC is not getting better, it is getting worse. And therefore it is a source of concern, not just for DRC as a country, but all of us in the East African community and SADC, because it has the potential to spill over into our countries with the attendant serious consequences of displacement of people, loss of life, and the challenges of instability that it will come with it. And therefore, I want to thank all the heads of state who have demonstrated their commitment by attending this virtual meeting. It is a confirmation that we are all concerned, rightfully, about the situation in our neighborhood, and all of us are taking steps to see to it that we do everything that we can to resolve the issue in Eastern DRC to the best of our ability. Allow me, Excellencies, also to commend and congratulate our two brothers, President Felix Tshisekedi and President Kagame, for a face-to-face engagement that they have had in the last few days. Again, a clear demonstration on their part that they are equally committed to seeing to it that we resolve the matters in Eastern DRC and also that affect our countries and our region. Number three, let me commend our defense chiefs who have had several meetings in preparation for the summit, and also our ministers of defense and ministers of foreign affairs for the preparations they have undertaken to facilitate us having this meeting. The primary objective of which will be to discuss the report of our ministers of foreign affairs and defense that was informed to a great extent by the meetings of the defense chiefs. I think this evening is a very important meeting, and there are expectations from the people of DRC, from the people of our region, on the outcome of this meeting. And I want to encourage all of us to do whatever it is that we can to provide leadership in the matters that concern us and the matters that are on the agenda this evening. Thank you very much.
Nyafara wa dudu ya maminista Musalia Mudavadi augite uhauku wa ugitiri ni gumire gitaro kia Afrika na njira nene, akimenereria ciiko ici augite mahinda maria atongoria mahuthagira gutuithania na gucaria kihonia no mahuthike kugacirithia bururi, akiaria hari mucemanio-ini uria ukurehete hamwe anyiti itemi kuma mabũrũri ngũrani. Mudavadi ni oritie atongoria macarie kihonia na ihenya ta uria kwahoteke.
It is my distinct honor to welcome you to Kenya as we gather for the Open Government Partnership Africa and Middle East Regional Ministerial Meeting. This is indeed a historic occasion, considering that it is the second time that Kenya is hosting the Open Government Partnership Meeting. Kenya is proud to have hosted the first Africa meeting in May 2013, soon after the launch of the Open Government Partnership in September 2011. Allow me to extend a warm welcome from His Excellency President William Ruto, the government and the people of Kenya, to our esteemed ministers responsible for open government, honorable ambassadors, civil society representatives, and distinguished delegates who have graced this gathering. I also appreciate our development partners, fellow steering committee members, and representatives from the Open Government Partnership Secretariat. Your presence here highlights the significance of collaboration in promoting the principles of open government. Conflict is consuming us. How do you explain heads of state on two important regional blocs, the East African Community and SADC, sitting until midnight, not to plan budgets, not to plan how to enhance free trade in the two economic regional blocs, not to plan how the Africa continental free trade will move, but sitting until midnight to try and resolve conflict. So, as we speak about open government again, we then need to ponder what more can be done within the framework of this conversation, so that we spend time and resources doing the right things, doing the more practical things for the better. And I'm not
Tukimurika riboti ngeni ati sako ya ngari cia ukui wa muingi ya Super Metro ni itikiritio gucokereria wira ni ruhonge rwa kurora wigirikiriki wa barabara rwa NTSA. Ũũ nĩ thutha wa gũkorwo matekuruta wĩra kwa ihinda rĩa thikũ 3. Ũhoro ũyũ ũkinyanĩirio thutha wa sako ĩno ũnyitanĩire na NTSA gũthomithia matereba na makanga ao maũndũ marĩa mabatiĩ kũrũmĩrĩra nĩguo gũnyihia mĩtino barabara-inĩ. Reke twamũkĩre riboti ĩyo tũrĩa tũkũharĩrĩirie.
Mũthĩ tumena gĩthomo kĩnene mũno makĩria gĩa kũririkania matereba maitũ na conductors maũndũ marĩa mathomire na magĩrĩirwo nĩ gũkorwo makĩrũmĩrĩra nĩguo tugerie kunyihanyihia mitino ya barabara.
Kuwa ni kujaribu kurekebishana hayo, na tumefurahi kwa sababu kampuni imekubali kwamba itatekeleza haya yote, na pia madereva wenyewe wengi ukiwaangalia wamejirudia na kusema kwamba hawatarudia tena haya makosa.
Muthenya wa mothe tukite haha sensitization ya matereba itu, makondakta na ithuĩ aruti a wĩra nigetha tumenye going forward ri kana tugithie na mbere ri ni atia tugukorwo tugika wega na ningi gukirukiriria uria turekaga kwambatiria ngathi ya mautungata maitu uria turaheaga athii.
Na kiroko giki nĩ tukuga atĩ nĩ tũhĩtũkĩirio nĩ igoti rĩa NTSA tribunal matwe marwa tucoke wĩra tugithiaga na mbere na kuhingia marĩa tutahingĩtie.
Lengo letu kubwa kama mamlaka ya usalama, hatuko hapa kuharibu biashara ya mtu, lakini tuko hapa kusaidiana kuhakikisha kwamba kila kitu kiko salama kabisa. Na tumefurahia jinsi ambavyo wamefanya, hata wao kutii kuleta yale magari yakaguliwe, kuleta hao madereva wote hapa wakiti hapa siku nzima hii leo. Hii yaonyesha ni ishara nzuri kwamba mambo yatabadilika.
Ndari guthaine na muno toro mundu kweria maheni mahana ma koguo no tuga hau ni turagereire gathina karari karitu na gutire mundu rakiitire ni turetereire ginya riria tugagitwirwo matua
reire reke tuge guikara mucie ndi gukiire nduri rugudu nduri kuri orathie nduri haria werekeire ni turaigwa tuhinyirirekeire muno na ni undu wa mundu umwe.
Tungirora ngari iria tukorwo twina cio makiria ma ngari 500 ma 50 guthi na iguru, mbeca iria cirehaga o muthenya tukoragwo na kindu ta income ya milioni 8 na tuhuthagira mbeca ingi ta milioni 8 ingi tugikira maguta, kwina mishahara ya matereva, kwina mishahara ya conductors, yothe mahinda macio turakirugamitio tutironaga mbeca icio, koguo wira wa ma ni tuthiete hathara.
Nĩ ngatho tugakihoka mathomo macio nĩ mekuguna matereba o ũndũ mwena makanga na mũingĩ. Reke tũkirie nĩ tũracokereria thutha wa kahinda gatarĩ kũraya.
Ungenda kuonjorithia na ithui no twaririe kugerera 0720 394 177 niyo gifugo mugwanja igere gifugo ithatu kenda inya imwe mugwanja mugwanja kana tucerere wabici-inĩ citũ mũciĩ-inĩ mũnene wa Nairobi View Park Towers gorofa ya mugwanja. Mugi TV, mugambo wa kwihokeka.
Download Odibets app na unaweza kujishindia hadi 50,000 bob kila siku.
Inyuretha duka ungigura paprika dress ndugathenike ringi ni amu Track Sound Audio Limited mehaha ni undu waku. Aya ni endia nguthi a speakers, mixers, equalizers, microphones, guitars, keyboards, haze machines, linear speakers, park and rides, amplifiers, drum sets na indo ingĩ nyingĩ. Me mũciĩ-inĩ mũnene wa Nairobi, Luthuri Avenue, kana mwena wa Mombasa barabara-inĩ ya Haile Selassie. Nĩ ũndũ wa ũhoro makĩria mahũrĩre thimũ kũgerera 0722 755 207 kana 0799 3131. Track Sound Audio Limited. We make sound better.
Ngatho nĩ twacokereria rĩrĩa rĩkereka rĩa kerĩ mũtamburuko-inĩ wa Mohoro ma Mugi TV thaa 3 gagucokeria ngatho o twaranite na ithuĩ ikinya gwa ikinya tukimurika riboti ingĩ nĩ atĩ rĩrĩ bũrũri wetereire kuona nũ gũtuĩka mũikarĩri gĩtĩ wa rũhonge rwa ithurano rwa IEBC. Francis Kaikai Kissinger nĩ eteteire gũkua gĩtarĩria gĩtũmi kĩrĩa ye arona nĩ kĩagĩrĩire kana ye nĩ agĩrĩire kũheo kanya atuĩke ta mũikarĩri gĩtĩ.
By the International Labour Organization to go and study the postgraduate diploma in trade law from the University of Turin. Later on, sometimes in 2006, I was awarded another scholarship again to go and study human rights, governance, and aspects of elections at a master's level in the United States of America. In terms of my experience, Chair, and what makes me think I'm qualified for this position, allow me to only focus on the aspects of my CV that is relevant to the position that I've applied for. But I must also mention that I've had an advantage or a privilege of being a lecturer, and I taught at the Catholic University of Eastern Africa, and I also taught at the Kenya School of Law. So let me focus now, Chair, on the relevant experience. I first got exposed to election in 1997. As a very young student then, I was just about to complete my university, and the late chairman of the ECK, the defunct ECK, the late Honorable Justice Zacchaeus Chesoni, gave me an opportunity to work in the 1997 general election. At that time, the ECK, the defunct now, was dealing with the issues of civic and voter education. But if you fast forward now, civic education is no longer a domain of the current IEBC. So Zacchaeus Chesoni then, may his soul rest in peace, thought I will be in charge of training of trainers, in the sense that I'll train so many clerical officers who will then be deployed outside to go and man the general election. After completing that task on election in 1997, so I was actively involved in 1997, after 6 months, the late Chesoni gave me another contract again to be
Kaunti ya Turukana ndĩnatigwo na thutha harĩ kũheana ũmwe wao ahũranĩre gĩtĩ gĩkĩ kĩa mũikarĩri gĩtĩ wa IEBC kũrĩa Erastus Edung Ethekon eyumĩrĩtie na gũcokia ciũria iria okũrĩtio kĩmwe gĩacio arĩ gũtarĩrie Erastus na ũreke twamũkĩre riboti ĩyo twara tũkũharĩria.
My seniors in New York and in Geneva working for the Bureau for Crisis Prevention and Recovery, they came to Kenya. They told me, we need you to hit the ground running. We need you to work around the clock, because we feel and we see, according to our conflict analysis and scenario building, Kenya is going to sort of degenerate into some sort of violent conflicts. But I, of course, as a young professional and passionate Kenyan who believes that Kenya is an island of peace in the sea of turmoil around, I didn't believe them. But fast forward, the election came so fast before I could do anything much, setting up the structures and work in identifying even the national institutions to work with. Then, boom. After elections, we saw what happened, post-election violence, there was crisis. So at that point, I did not have so much experience in that field, because I came from the Human Rights Commission, human rights lawyer, all that. So at that moment of crisis, that is when I stepped up my game as a young leader. I had to lead a team of those professionals who are deployed from across the world to come and support Kenya during that moment of crisis, to undertake mediation to look at how to respond to some of the conflict hotspots. How do we lower the temperatures? What is it that we need to do to handle some of those hotspots? How do we help the country recover in terms of from that election violence? So I was thrust in the middle of all this and with very little experience. But I managed, out of creativity, innovativeness, and resilience, to actually lead those teams of some of the most experienced people in resolving global conflicts. And I was there to support them, to guide them, to show them what needs to be done. And I thought that was one of the moments that I stepped up and my leadership was recognized.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Chair. Welcome again.
Anyititemi na mbeũ njĩthĩ nĩ marũrũnganĩte nĩ kĩrĩa maugĩte nĩ gũthutũkanio kwa mbeũ njĩthĩ harĩ kwaga gũkuruhanio getha mũikarĩri gĩtĩ wa kamĩtĩ ya ithurano ya IEBC ona thengia wao kwĩyandĩkithia marĩ na mwĩhoko atĩ ũmwe wao kwaya gũtuĩka nĩ gũtuĩka mũikarĩri gĩtĩ makĩaria maugĩte thirikari nĩ ĩramahinyĩrĩria kuona itĩ nyingĩ thirikari-inĩ ibatiĩ gũkorwo ĩkĩhe mĩeke kũrĩ ayuthi.
Sisi tumegadhabishwa sana na ile mambo inaendelea kwa hiyo boardroom. Hii mambo ya kuleta wazee mahali nafasi ya vijana imefika, tumesema imeisha. Sisi tunasema Nyachae, tafadhali. Wakati huu ni wakati wa vijana. Hii mambo ya kuweka wazee wanapelekwa kama report control tumekata.
Sisi kama vijana tumesema Rais, vijana wengi wali-apply kazi ya IBC na tumeona kwa wale vijana ambao wame-apply hakuna kijana wote amekuwa shortlisted. Na tunasema Nyachae lazima aende nyumbani.
Kuna vijana ambao wali-apply for the IBC commissioners. Over 200 young people walipeana submission zao kukuwa commissioners kwa IBC. Lakini selection panel ikiongozwa na Dr. Makanda walifanya mambo yao and they ensured that no young person was shortlisted. And therefore, as a young people of this country, we have converged here today to tell the selection panel that we must have a young person as commissioners. Vijana power!
We need the selection panel to select our young youths. The youths are very competent. They've gone to the university. They're educated enough, and they should be in these spaces. They are the ones who are supposed to be occupying these spaces.
Gatho twakihoka ati nĩ megũkĩrorwo ũrĩa kwagĩrĩire. Tukĩmũrĩka riboti ngine atĩ gavana wa Kisumu Anyang' Nyong'o arutĩire enji a mahiga kuma kaunti ĩno mũkana akĩaria augĩte thirikari ya kaunti ĩno nĩyo ĩrĩthũrimaga waki na wenji wa mahiga akiuga arĩa marĩkoragwo matarĩ na marũa marĩtacũkagĩrio makinya marũrũ.
Note that sand, maram, ballast and building stones are to be licensed by the county government. Polluters and degraders of the environment in Kisumu County will pay heavy fines. They will also be forced to restore the areas damaged. The culprits will be apprehended. From now on, henceforth, we will upscale our enforcement effort, and any person arrested will be dealt with in accordance with the law. My appeal to the people of Kisumu is therefore that let's conserve the environment because our lives depend on it. Remember that the greatest threat to Earth and the environment is the belief that someone else will save it and not yourself.
Nakuo kaunti ya Murang'a andũ erĩ nĩ marĩa marutaga wĩra nyũmba-inĩ ya gwĩkenia ya Oceanic morĩtie thirikari ĩtacũkĩrie county commissioner wa Kĩharũ na mũnini wake ikinya. Ũũ nĩ thutha wa abithaa aya erĩ kũingĩra mũkawa ũyũ na kũhũra mũruti wa wĩra ũndũ ũmwe na mũirĩtu ũmwe Kuringana na mwene kirabu giki augite umwe wao ni marathimana icoka cia wonjoria nake guku akiuga ni ahurite ripoti kuri maabitha a borithi akimenereria kuhuthirwo kwa hinya mukiriku kuri mwithi gukire ogwo munini wa Commissioner Charles Muriithi ni augite ati uthuthuria ni wambikitwo.
Injuries, I have a neck injury where I can't move my neck vizuri, so the muscles are hurt. That is from the swings from the lady and from the man. The legs from the falls, the lips, the spine, the back, because the falls are two different ways. And the head injury. The head injury, in a way, that I have had a concussion.
She should attack me directly. I do want the government to take immediate action against the illegal assault for no reason.
Unajua naweza kuslap mpaka nichoke. Kanipiga, wakavuruka customers, wakaleta ma issues mingi. Kama hakuna wezi jote walikuwa wanataka juu alikuja wakaulizia manager kuja wakampiga na walikuwa wanataka kubeba drinks zote.
Igatho tugakihoka nimekuona kihoto kiao na riboti yo kuma Murang'a gutwikirira gaturumo mutaburuko wa Mohoro Mamuge TV Thaa Ithatu gakikuja hema yako tucemani hawo na ihanda muthenya wa rucio katho cia mwanya kuri mwerekeria wakwa niwe DJ Vex getika Waithira wa Githure raria thayo.